All right, from standard form, we can also find our X and Y-intercept. So again, just so that we remember what standard form is, I am going to write it up here. So we have A X plus B Y equals C. Remember our A, B, and C. These are all just numbers. And our X and Y in equal sign stay the same. So we can find from this form without doing anything, without changing into slope-intercept form, can find the X-intercept. And these are the steps to do it. So we're going to cover up our Y value in the equation. So we're just left with AX equals C. And then we're going to divide that C value by the A value, and that's going to give me my X-intercept. Remember, my X-intercept is where it crosses the X-axis, and we write that as a number and 0. So let me do that for that first example before we move on. So it says to cover up the Y value. So I'm covering up the Y value. And then I'm taking, wait. This is AX. Oh, got my colors mixed up. This is my A, this is my B, and this is my C. So I'm covering up that Y and B values. And then I'm going to take that C, and I'm going to divide it by that A value. And that gives me 24 divided by 3 is 8. So my X-intercept is at 8, 0. Okay, so the steps to find the Y-intercept, remember this is where it crosses the Y-axis. This time we're going to cover up the X value. And then we're going to divide C value by that B value this time. And then we're going to write it in our form. Remember, if it's crossing the Y-axis, it's going to be 0 and some number. All right, so we're going to cover up the X. We're going to take that C value of 24, and we're going to divide it by the B value this time of 4, and 24 divided by 4 should give me 6. So then my Y-intercept here is at 0, 6. And then solve for Y. This is practicing converting it from standard form to slope-intercept form. So remember, we move our AX value over, changing the sign. So where do I want to do this? We've got 3x plus 4y equals 24. I'm going to change the sign to move it over. So then we're left with 3y equals minus 3x plus 24. And then I do the fun part of dividing all terms by that b value. Y equals negative 3/4 x plus 24 divided by 4 is 6. So my equation here is y equals negative 3/4 x plus 6. And that's all we do. So let me do one more example. I'm going to find the x-intercept first. So I'm going to cover up that y, and I'm going to take that c value over here, 12, and I'm going to divide it by my a value, 24. And that gives me 1/2. And so my x-intercept is at 1/2, 0. Then I'm going to cover up the x. Take that c value of 12 and divide it by that b value. This sign matters. So whatever signs are in front of your numbers, they go with your numbers. So we got 12 divided by -3 is -4. So my x and my y-intercept is at 0, -4. Okay. Solving for y, got 24x minus 3y equals 12. I'm going to move this one over. 4x. So we got -3y equals minus 24x plus 12. I'm going to divide all of them by the -3. So y equals -24 divided by -3 is 8x. 12 divided by -3 is -4. Okay. These I'm not going to work out because I think it's pretty straightforward, but let me know if you have any questions. This is going to be at 2, 0. This is going to be at 0, -8. And this is y equals 4x minus 8. This is -4, 0, 0, -4 thirds. This is y equals 1/3, -1/3 x minus 4 thirds.